Hi guys, I hope you're well. So today I'm going to show you how you can make some creepy crawlies in clay. So I've just got some clay and then a few tools and some water. So the first one I'm going to show you is how to make a snail. So with our lump of clay, just going to squeeze it like so and then give it a nice roll. So this is going to be the body of the snail. So I want it to be quite chunky. Okay, that looks quite good. If you get a bit of a line in your coil, you can just smear it out like this. Okay, so now we're ready to do the shell. So I'm going to do another coil or sausage. So I'm squeezing the clay again, like this, and then I'm rolling it. I want this to be a bit thinner than my first coil, so I'm pressing down a bit firmer and I'm doing it for a little bit longer. Okay, I think this looks quite good now, so I'm just going to cut the ends off so I might trap some air, and then I'm going to run a paintbrush with water on all the way down the inside, and then I'm going to score one way with my knife and then score the other way, and this means that when we roll this coil up to make the spiral shell, it won't come apart in the kiln. So now I'm taking this end and I'm folding it over, and then I keep on going, I keep rolling. Whoa! And you can stop whenever you like. I think that looks pretty good now. Oh, this is going to be cool. So now I just need to attach this to this. So we need to do the same thing of the scratching and scoring. So water, scratching one way, scratching the other way, like so, and then pop it on. Haha! And I'm giving it a nice wiggle when I put it on. And then we need to think about the antennae, because snails have antennae. So I'm going to make some coils again for the antennae, but with a really little bit of clay, like this, and I'm just going to go into rolling it straight away. And what we could do actually is make both of them in one. So I've got this one sausage and I'm just going to bend it like this. I want to roll the ends so that they've got the same thinness, and then I'm going to be able to stick it on there. Ooh. So again, bit of water, scratching and scoring, like so. Ooh. And then just moving the clay from one bit of it to the other bit. You might want to use a tool if you've got one, because your fingers might be a bit big. Okay. It's looking really good. And then you might want to make two little balls for the eyeballs. So I'm just rolling the clay around, and that's going to go on there. So again, scratching and scoring and using some water. If you don't do that, if you just stick it on now, it will seem like it's stuck, but then when it dries out, it's just going to fall straight off. So I'm sticking that on, and then I'm going to use a sharp pencil and I'm going to poke into the ball so that it's got a little eyeball, like so, and then I'll just make another one. You might need to keep kind of tilting them back up if they start to droop. Okay. He's looking very funny. So, I think the last thing I want to do is put a pattern on the snail shell. So it would have been easier actually to do this before I stuck it on, but I think it's still possible. So I'm just going to go in with my tool and just poke around to make this pattern. You don't have to do a stripy pattern. You could continue to use your pencil and do little dots, or you could use the end of a paintbrush and do bigger dots. So it's completely up to you. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. And there we go. So this is the first one, a snail. And next up I'm going to show you how to make a caterpillar. So the snail involved lots of sausages and the caterpillar is going to involve lots of balls. So I'm rolling the clay in between the palms of my hands. So I've just got a little blob of clay like that, and then I give it a good roll, trying to maintain an even pressure to get the balls to be as circular as possible. It's quite tricky to make them completely circular, but I think that they're going to look great even if they're a bit wonky. And I think you probably want to do about 6, or you could do more, but I think you want at least 6. And you want to try and make them roughly the same size, but it doesn't matter if they're a bit different. Okay, and once you've got your balls, see if there's one that might be the head. So I think the bigger one's probably going to be the head. And I'll just place them next to each other so you get an idea of what we're aiming for. Haha, something like this. So then we need to join them all together. So doing the scratching and scoring in the water. So I put a bit of water on there, and then scratching and scoring. Bit of water on here, scratching and scoring. And then I stick them together and I'm pushing them together so that the join is really good, and I'm giving them a bit of a wiggle when I do so. Because also we don't want them to be so distinctly ball-like as these ones. It's better when they have more of a join. So I'm going to repeat that down the whole row. Okay, so I've now joined them all together. As I was doing it, I kind of thought actually it needs to have more balls than 6. So I've ended up with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 balls to make this nice caterpillar. And then I want to shape it a bit so he's got a bit of wiggle to him. So I'm squeezing the balls together as I've just kind of lifted it up into this caterpillar shape, like this. So if you see some of the balls coming apart slightly, just squeeze them back together. And then the last thing to do is just to put some antennae on. So I need a little bit more clay. So here we go. So for the antenna, I'm going to do it in the same way as I did for the snail. So I've just rolled a sausage, bent it upwards, and then again scratching and scoring, and then we'll just smooth it all together. There we go, we've got a little caterpillar and a snail. So you might just want to add smiles on both of them. And I think I'm going to just put the pin tool in the end of these antennae so that he's got little eyes. And there we go. So here's a couple of creepy crawlies that can keep you company. Okie dokie. Bye.